still see him falling from her eyes. That makeup, don't make up for the skies, just keep telling the lies. Hey, 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 just keep telling the lies. I can still see him falling from her eyes. That makeup, don't make up for the skies, just keep telling the lies. I tried to tell her don't trust shit, not even mirrors. You could look good in the crib, but the mascara.
All right, I'm here with Bloody Rose at Mad Lib Fest, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves real quick.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kwabena.
Yo, you know what it is. It's your boy Rob.
My name is Flair.
Phantom Lim.
My name is Hans.
So my first question for you guys is, how did you guys meet up? Have you been friends for a while now? Has this been something long in the coming, or did you guys like meet up in college, high school? How did it happen?
Shout out to Rutgers University, but fuck Rutgers University.
Yeah, it's a long, drawn-out story, but me and this guy were in the same dorm, and I knew him freshman year. I knew both of them during freshman year of college, and I met him through my boy Aaron, who's a photographer, and he introduced us because they were throwing an event and they needed somebody to perform at the event. So I just played beats at the event, and me and him clicked. And then I think our senior year, he decided to move in. Or not senior year.
Yeah, it was a year.
It's like, yeah, senior year. He needed a place to stay because he took like a little hiatus from school. So he came back and stayed with us. And then we just all banded together and just decided to make this bloody shit.
So once you guys assembled, was there an instant chemistry with you guys, or did it take some time to really get it going?
I feel like everything was immediate. Again, like Flair said, me, him, Qua, Hans, we all knew each other freshman year. And then, once that foundation was there, Phantom just kind of vibed right in. Everybody's really chill, so it didn't really take any time for that.
So could you all briefly discuss your responsibility within the group and how you help it out?
My responsibility, it varies, but it's mainly on the visual side of doing things, and also try to help in any way possible. Like we're all like friends first, so I just want to see like all my friends succeed in a way. So I just try to help them in any way I could possibly help.
Oh, the Funyuns.
The Funyuns!
All right, while I answer. Yeah, those are good. Those are good. While I answer here, refill it. I just rap.
New kid on the block too, setting up shop.
I mean, all right, we both just rap. Essentially. Oh, go ahead.
Rap and comic relief.
Yeah, you be violating though.
Roast any one of these niggas.
Not with that headband on, dog. Don't do that.
Nah, it's all love. But yeah, music.
Also, he's the most likely to know the most random facts about anything.
Yeah.
This nigga right here.
He knows miscellaneous stuff.
Miscellaneous shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we rap, but I mean we also contribute to just like certain creative processes, like ideas, and then like we're all like put our heads together in for like marketing and things like that. So
I make the beats they rap on. And I mix their vocals. But yeah, same thing, jack of all trades, but you know a little bit about everything, but for the most part, I'm like the engineer and producer, composer.
Yeah, I mean, he sold himself a little short. He's a legendary mix engineer for sure. Definitely legendary. But for me, I'm like the brand designer. Kind of like doing try to take lead in art direction for some of the projects. Like definitely collab with Qua a lot on the visual side. He's an ill stylist as well. He didn't put that in there. I did take just mostly graphic design, visual design, and I produce as well. And we all, for the bloody tape, try to put in our 2 cents. Even Qua's on the tape. You're not a rapper, but he on the tape. But yeah, me and Drew are mainly producers when it comes to the team. But you know, when it's time for us to put in our vocals, we definitely come through with that for sure.
All right. So, what is it about the future that appeals to you guys? Because I know you're renegades from the future, 2500, right? So, what is it about the future that really? When did you make it part of your brand?
So like, I mean, when you like put it out there that like you're from the future, it's like that automatically creates like sort of like a different vibe for the stuff you create automatically, you know what I mean? Like when you tell yourself you're from the future. And like when I was doing the original brand logo and I was putting like an established thing there, like me and Drew just like instantly, you know, he was there when I was making it, like clicked. We're just like, yo, like we should make it not from this time. And I was like, yo, facts. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's all about progression. In order to progress anything forward, you have to think ahead of time. You can't just stay in 2018 and live amongst everybody. You know, you have to really believe that you're from the future. And we all do, you know, and it shows in our work.
Definitely don't want to toot our own horn, but it's all next level.
That's the way you should feel about music.
I feel like we're creating our future too, so that kind of plays into it. So everything that we're doing now is like, it's just like a precursor to something bigger, and something like that's gonna happen in the future. So that's probably like another aspect of it.
Yeah, everything they just said.
All right. So, what's the process of making this first group mixtape been like? Has it been like a work in progress for a while now? Has it been a quicker sort of creative time? Or how long have you been working on it? What are you looking forward to about it?
It's a long time coming. We're you know, initially, like, this is our first group project, so initially it was like we're trying to find a groove because we had never made anything in like cohesion before. But like towards like the later half of it, like it was like clicking, you know, everything was just moving. And I also I was just learning new stuff myself, like mixing the stuff and like making the beats and stuff. So it was definitely like an enjoyable process. I had a great time, you know, making it. Anyway.
Yeah, it was we definitely didn't have an intention to make a project when we first started making it, that's for sure. But then like I think like with like a few tracks we're like, yo, like I think we got some here, like let's make a project. But we're definitely going about our regular lives in the process, and then like we just realized we had something special to work with. So all the elements started coming together. Drew took a lot of responsibility, sort of just like putting the tracks together, getting the composing started, getting it mixed. But yeah, it's just we had to get a lot of organization going towards the end for sure. Yeah, so.
Flan Phantom hit me like, yo, here's a beat. Started rapping. That's really all it was. I didn't know if a project was coming or not, but I wrote a verse, spit a verse, go home. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you a doctor.
He's a doctor, by the way. He's a doctor.
She's trying to look like.
Chill. Shout out to Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School.
Don't let that do right.
Yeah, he be performing in his white coat and shit. But yeah, I think the one thing I appreciated out of this like time of like making this whole project was just kind of the personal growth that everybody went through, and how that like added to the cohesion of everything that like we put on the tape. So that's just like the most important thing. Just like our mental growth, like just our perspectives on life, just opening up way more, and that just sets us up for the next like thousands of projects that we're gonna put together. So.
I know you guys have a really sharp visual style. You do animation, do photography, art design, and all that stuff. Where did the visual aspect come in? Was it always from the beginning, like we got to make sure the visuals are just as sharp as the music? It's always been like that?
So like, I mean, I come from like a very visual background. I actually like work in tech, and like I've been like a UI, like graphic marketing designer. So like I used to design other artists like covers and like do like just random shit for them, animations and stuff before I started working on my own music. Then I realized I'm like, yo, like might as well just use this stuff for myself. So like And then working with these guys, it was dope that they had the same standards and visuals, you know, that I did, because like a lot of people would see shit and be like, whoa, this and that. But like when I show it to them, we can actually collaborate on shit, which I appreciated. So like having like an agency level like mindset for quality visuals is definitely like part of our brand for sure. And same thing goes with the Sonics. So yeah.
Wait, what's the question again?
Just how do you feel about the visual style?
Yeah, the visual style. I think Zaire has a very strong sense of like design, and I come from like a background of like a visual point to it, but more so in like the fashion world. And we just try to find ways to like just make things that make sense to us while it's like still like fresh and new, and just use like our different kind of like strengths and bring it together. I don't know if that answered the question, but yeah.
And in all honesty, I'm a fan of the visuals. I'm a fan of the group first, even before being a member. So I feel like the visuals always been extremely strong, as well as the music.
So hip-hop groups have always been important, an integral part of the genre as a whole. So tell me some of the groups that have inspired you guys, and like some you look to for like inspiration.
Me personally, ASAP Mob, when that period of time was crazy. Definitely TDE. But the old school like Wu-Tang, you have Mobb Deep, Clips for sure. Clips might be like the best to me. Clips are like nobody's touching the Clips. But yeah, who else? G-Unit, Lox, yeah, Dipset, like.
Very East Coast section.
Oh yeah. For sure. Yeah. Country bumpkin shit. Moonshine ass niggas. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Oscar.
I mean, for me, actually, groups that I grew up listening to that I fuck with Pac Div heavy, and like the Cool Kids. But yeah, I mean, definitely all the groups that you mentioned, they did well with like their branding and like their music, which is like kind of opened the doors to like this new sort of like, you know, this new lane, yeah, which is really dope. So
Good music, Young Money. Can't forget about, you know, newer groups either. But definitely a bunch of East Coast influence, especially.
Yeah, I mean, that's all them groups.
yeah, we're like, that's like all the groups.
All right, just to wrap up, what's the statement you want to make with this Bloody Life project? What's the grand statement you want people to understand after it's out?
Live bloody, nigga.
Nah, but for real, it's just like that's really what it is. Like, it's called Bloody Life because like it's just like about our lives. Like, if you bloody.life is the name of the project, and it's also a website URL. So if you go to www.bloody.life, you would literally see our life, and you can hear the music. So when the project comes out, you get that experience at the same time. So
Just be yourself. I mean, in all honesty, you only got one life. Don't try to be the next person. Just live your best life, but do it as yourself.
Yeah, like Bloody.life is just kind of like the first installment of this idea of like seeing Bloody as just like a whole energy in the world that we try to put out. It's not so much like constricted to just like us. It's just like anybody that can like reciprocate like the vibes that we bring, the energy at all times, and just like the taste and the forward thinking. Not even just in art, but just like as people. So.
Bloody.life. I think it's just like people get this like perception of us, but we're just like really normal people. And I think Bloody.life is us showing how normal we are, and just us trying to figure everything out just as much as the next person. So you just kind of see that and feel that when you see the site Bloody.life. But the sonics definitely sound a little like elevated, but it's still just an aspect of us, you know, just being regular people and pushing ideas forward and questioning ideas too.
Thank you guys. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.